Hello, this is Gabino Noriega again. Just sharing little bit of knowledge with you all about plants again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to bundle plants that you could use to dry your collected medicines, um, or you can use them for smudging. Um, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to talk a little bit about the two plants that I have today, um, just so you kind of learn a little bit more about um, the medicinal uses of these plants. And so all you're going to need is you're going to need some. These are the plants that I picked from my work or from our school garden. This is the rosemary or the romero, and it's great for a lot of things. Like I said, it's aromatic. You can use it for, obviously, like people like to use it a lot for cooking, and so people will use it to cook like fish or chicken or steak, or even with just their veggies, depending on what your dietary restrictions and needs are. But it's also great for your mental state, like smelling. Rosemary is very therapeutic. You can use it in a tea for your stomach. It's also great as a herb to use to fight off illnesses like colds and stuff like that. So you can make a gentle tea with it as well. You can also use it for smudging and things like that. I like to use it for that as well, and also for limpias, which we talked about before. Um, you saw in the presentation. This is yerba buena. This is also from the greenhouse. Oh man, I love yerba buena. We use this a lot for a lot of different things. Anything from uh, colds to my father always ate a couple of leaves of yerba buena right after he would eat to help him with his digestive system. It's also great topically too, so you could use it as a topical medicine as well. But you can make a tea out of it. I don't I don't typically make dry it and use it for smudging. It doesn't work great for that, but totally use it for limpias. Like I like to include some yerba buena in there and let that medicine get into you via the plant. And so I'm going to use these two herbs today. The other thing that you need is cotton string or twine. Um, don't use synthetic stuff like polyester and like those kind of synthetic plastic rope or string. It's also don't use like it doesn't work great to use like a traditional twine because it has a really like strong aroma to it. But the cotton based twine or string is great. You can buy this like by a spoolful at like any of the hardware stores or your local market or whatever usually has some twine. So we use that. So the first one I'm going to show you how to do is to dry plants. And so the way I do it is because I like to get them and I like to hang them upside down to dry. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this twine or string and I'm going to wrap it around the base of the plant. And I want to make sure that I get as see you can see the stems there. I'm going to try to get as much of that in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some of this string hanging. And I do that so whenever I come back down, I have something to tie it off with and knot it. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to tie just a regular traditional knot. I'm not going to do anything like a sailor's knot or anything like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold this string with my other finger, and then I'm going to wrap around the base of the plant. And this is just to give me an area that I can use to keep the plant together while it's drying. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Just get it, knot it like this, and there you go. And so you could get this and hang it, and it looks kind of cool too. Like I always tell people, like half of the reason that I love bundling plants is just because they look beautiful like this, you know. And then you could get it and you can hang it pretty much anywhere that's in the sunlight to dry it out. This is a great way to do it. Like there's other people that like drying them out like in the oven and stuff like that. Don't do that. The traditional way is to do it like this and just let it hang. This will dry out, and then you can use the dried leaves for a tea and things like that, and it lasts longer, obviously. Um, this this guy here, like you could use it for a number of things. You could use this with cooking and stuff too, but I like to dry them out and like to use it for tea and other things. But with the limpia, you would do basically kind of the same wrap too, except you would include some other herbs too. So I might throw like a couple of these spigots of rosemary in there too, as the back base of it. Like I always tell people, like it's almost like, and like you have to think about it as like having a base and stuff like that too. And so when I do a limpia, I always make sure there's like a stronger, more robust plant in the background, in the back of the bundle, so that it can really take most of the impact of when you're brushing people with them. So you can use it like that, but I love to just get this, let it dry out. It'll take a little bit of time. Now that it's getting warmer, it's a lot easier, but yeah, that's how you do that simple wrap. Now I'm going to show you all how to do a wrap that you can use for smudging. And so I'm going to take my rosemary, and I'm kind of going to do the same thing, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm getting pieces that are pretty much the same length. To just by hand, but I try to get them all around the same length, and that just makes it easier to bundle. You could do it in different lengths if you want. Just for me, it like looks a little bit nicer when they're all together. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cotton twine again, or string. I just let it dangle by my side, and then I'm going to get the ends of the plant, so the stem. I'm going to trim this guy a little bit. So like I said, I get these all to where they're all pretty much even there on the end, and then I'm going to get that same wrap, and I'm going to tie the end tight. And I want to give a little bit of extra string so that I can, when I come back down, I can tie it off. And there's no like pretty way to do this except with your teeth. Luckily, I have pretty strong teeth, so I've done pretty well with this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get the plant and get the needles to stay in one direction. If you have some sticking out, it's fine. It's not going to make that big of a difference, like I said. And then I'm just going to go up the plant. And like I said, if you have some needles sticking out, it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that it works. That's what my grandmother always used to tell me. It doesn't matter how perfect it's wrapped as long as it works. And depending on how long you want to make it, that's what you can do, and you can start turning it around. Like there, I don't like for mine to be like super big, and so I'm going to start wrapping it down again here. And I'm just going to kind of like make an X, if you can see it there, and then I'm going to make my way back down. And this is sometimes where we could get those little ones that stick out a bit. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that you're getting this thing wrapped up so you can use it to burn. And then I'm just going to get it. Once again, I'm going to tie it in a knot. And there you go. And you could trim this, like if you have scissors or something like that, you can totally just cut it down to where it's a little bit more manageable, like that. And there you go. That's how you bundle rosemary. You could use other herbs too, like I said. And if you want to make it like look really fancy, you can like get extra long string. I didn't use that much because I wanted to like just do it simply. And that's how you wrap the plants. And you could use this. You let it dry too. So I always put these out in the sun. I hang them just like I would hang these. Uh, I like using the sun because the sun is a great. It's not only great for drying things, but it's also cool because it gives us that energy, right? And so we're all connected to that. The sun, and our ancestors provided us with the knowledge of doing this because they knew that the sun not only just would dry this, but it also puts some of its energy into here as well and makes it something stronger as far as medicine's concerned. So that's how you do a simple bundle. Like I said, doesn't have to be perfect. Try it a couple of times. Pretty soon you'll be a pro, and then you'll have like way nicer ones than I could do because I'm always doing them fast. And then here's our other bundle to just dry out the leaves. But like I said, this is all knowledge that was passed down from our ancestors, and we continue to use it as a form of keeping our traditions and culture alive. And so I'm honored to be able to do that and share this knowledge with you all. So thank you all. Have a good one.